This story takes us into a future where the world has been divided into two very different halves. One side is known as the offshore, a paradise where the wealthy live in comfort, luxury, and enjoy complete freedom. They have everything they could possibly need and can live life however they choose. But the other half tells a very different story. Here, the poor struggle every single day. There's not enough food to eat, no proper homes to live in, and families survive in overcrowded slums. Life is filled with hardship, pain, and endless challenges. Yet the poor are given one chance to change their fate. Once they turn 20 years old, they become eligible to take part in something called the process, a selection test. Out of thousands of applicants, only 3 people are chosen to join the offshore. Everyone else is sent back to the slums, forced to continue their lives in poverty. That's why every young person dreams of making it to the offshore, because for them, it's the only way out. This year, an announcement is made. The 104th process is about to begin. That means this selection has already taken place 103 times before. Among the candidates is a young woman named Mishel, who has officially registered to participate. She now has less than 20 minutes to reach the designated location where the test will start. One by one, all the registered 20-year-olds begin arriving there. Each participant carries a special device attached just behind their ear. A red light flashes from it, working as an entry pass that verifies they're officially registered. These devices are provided directly by the offshore once someone signs up for the process. Soon, Mishel and her friend reach the testing grounds. After a short wait, the chief of the process one steps forward and addresses the group. He makes it clear that this selection will be carried out with complete fairness. No cheating, no corruption. He also reminds them how valuable life in the offshore truly is, and then delivers the harsh truth. Out of all of you, only 3 will succeed. Just then, a woman approaches the chief. She's a new employee, sent by the higher authorities. Her task is to monitor work closely and report any mistakes. The chief clearly dislikes anyone interfering with his authority, but since this order comes directly from above, he has no choice but to let her stay. With that, the first round of interviews begins. Many are rejected immediately, sent back to continue living in the slums. Passing this stage is extremely difficult. Mishel is called in. She's asked several personal questions, including one about her boyfriend. She reveals that he took the test last year and never came back. This, she assumes, means he must have made it to the offshore. But the interviewer coldly responds that it's not guaranteed. He could have died or suffered something far worse. As part of the emotional test, Mishel is asked to hand over the necklace that was her boyfriend's last gift to her. She removes it and places it on the table, managing to hold herself together and pass this first round. Next, we meet Marco, a young man whose entire family has already been selected for the offshore. Filled with confidence, he believes his success is inevitable. Impressed by his certainty, the judges allow him through. Then comes Alex, desperate to escape his life in the slums. He talks non-stop during his interview, trying to convince the panel that he deserves a spot. But his nervous, pushy behavior backfires. The examiner grows irritated and rejects him on the spot. Outraged, Alex declares that the entire system is broken, but security immediately escorts him out. After this, we meet Joanna, a smart, quiet girl who chooses her words carefully. Her intelligence and calm nature earn her approval, and she is selected. Another candidate is Fernando, who is physically disabled and unable to walk. Despite his condition, his bravery and determination impress the judges, and he too clears the first round. But then, news arrives that a rebel group has secretly managed to sneak one of their men into the process. This group has long opposed the offshore, fighting to destroy the wall between the rich and poor. They believe that if all humans are equal, then no one should suffer in poverty while others live in endless wealth. The infiltrator is quickly discovered, brutally tortured, and forced to confess. He admits that he isn't the only spy. There's another rebel hidden among the participants, secretly sending out information. And with that shocking revelation, the process begins to grow even more dangerous. The candidates who passed the first round are escorted into another room. They are lined up, and each person's ear implant is carefully scanned. This step is crucial to ensure that no one has snuck in with a fake device. While waiting, Joanna notices something strange. The boy standing in front of her, Raphael, doesn't seem to have a normal implant. Instead, she spots unusual scars behind his ear. It looks like he may have tampered with his skin to disguise the fact that he doesn't actually have a device. Suspicious, Joanna keeps this information to herself for now. When Raphael's turn comes, he surprisingly passes the scan without issue. His device checks out as real, but Joanna's doubts about him only grow stronger. The selected participants are then moved into another chamber. Inside, a table is filled with dozens of building blocks. Their task, in just 10 minutes, each must assemble 9 cubes. Everyone rushes to work. But Fernando, due to his disability, struggles to reach the blocks. Seeing this, Mishel steps in and quietly passes him some pieces, helping him participate. Fernando begins constructing his cubes with determination. As the clock runs down, Mishel realizes she has only completed 8 cubes. Fernando, noticing this, quickly assembles one for her. Thanks to his support, Mishel successfully finishes all 9. Meanwhile, Raphael also falls short. He's 1 cube away from completing the task. Desperate, he steals a cube from another participant to finish his set. Technically, he cheated. But instead of disqualifying him, the judges still allow him to pass. The others are furious. They attack Raphael, beating him badly for his dishonesty. Soon after, they regret their violent reaction, realizing the process is already designed to be brutal. Still, Raphael is left bloodied and weak. At this moment, Joanna approaches him, but instead of showing sympathy, she leans in and whispers a threat. "Help me when the time comes, or I'll expose your secret. I know you don't belong here." Elsewhere, the new female employee continues monitoring the chief. She isn't just doing her job, she clearly wants to find faults in his leadership so she can replace him. Back with the participants, things take a darker turn. Mishel and her friend are suddenly pulled aside by one of the offshore staff. The staffer suspects they might be linked to the rebel group. She warns them, "If one of you doesn't confess, you'll both be executed." When the guard leaves the room for a moment, Mishel whispers to her friend that they need to kill the woman before she kills them. Later, when the guard returns, Michel's friend launches an attack. But instead of helping, Mishel steps back. She lets her friend take the fall, allowing the guard to kill her. It's revealed here that Mishel herself is secretly a member of the rebels. She betrayed her friend to protect her cover. Now, she advances further into the process. We also discover that last year, it wasn't her boyfriend who entered the selection, but her brother, E. Mishel has come here not only to reunite with him, but also to fight against the injustice between the rich and poor. Meanwhile, Fernando's past is revealed. Ever since childhood, his legs have been paralyzed. His father raised him with love and constantly reminded him to believe in himself. He told Fernando that if he ever made it to the offshore, doctors there could cure him. He could finally walk again and live a normal life. During Fernando's physical examination, doctors prick his leg with a needle. For the first time in his life, Fernando feels pain. This means his condition may not be permanent. The doctors confirm, if you pass all the tests and make it to the offshore, you'll be able to walk someday. With hope burning brighter than ever, Fernando presses on to the next stage. The candidates are now led into a room where a table displays 4 dolls, each with a different facial expression. These expressions reflect unique emotional states, representing the dolls' past experiences. The task is clear: They must analyze each doll's expression and deduce what happened to them. Participants begin brainstorming, coming up with different interpretations. Fernando carefully studies one female doll and explains. This girl was poisoned. She and her husband were guests in a house where she was having an affair with the man who owned it. His wife found out and poisoned her. That's why she's staring at her boyfriend in shock. The group reacts positively to Fernando's story, impressed by his insight. Then, Raphael presents his version, claiming the doll's expressions are linked to silver allergies. According to him, all dolls wear silver items, but the girl has a glass ring and a wooden necklace. He argues she's looking at a doctor for help. Upon checking the drawer, they find diagrams of the human body, proving the man truly is a doctor. Yet Raphael's story does not align with the doll's expressions. Joanna, known for her intelligence, steps in. She calmly explains. This girl is blind. That's why her face shows no expression. The book in her drawer about blinds confirms it. Fernando's story was accurate. With that, the group successfully passes this round. The chief observes everything quietly, ensuring the tests remain fair. He then instructs the new female employee to keep a close watch over the participants while he steps away briefly. The employee notices the chief changing clothes in the slum area, realizing he is trying to hide his movements. However, she fails to gather any concrete evidence against him. Next, the participants enter a room containing 6 scissors. Yet there are 7 contestants. This means one person must be eliminated. Confusion spreads as they debate who will be removed. Raphael offers a coin, suggesting he could leave voluntarily, but the boy without a coin attacks him, sparking a fight. Eventually, the group votes. Surprisingly, Mishel manipulates the vote, insisting that Joanna be eliminated because her intelligence could ruin Michel's plans. Joanna glances at Raphael, who has figured out Michel's scheme. He decides to side with Joanna and targets Fernando for elimination, citing his physical weakness. Fernando argues passionately, "I can recover in the offshore. I deserve a chance." Finally, they decide to use ribbons to determine elimination. The person with the shortest ribbon will be removed. The shortest ribbon falls to Joanna. But before leaving, she cunningly steals a coin from someone else, securing her victory and survival. With that clever move, the selection process ends and the movie reaches its end.